Hello, Tony and Cindy here. Just coming to you, going to give you a little information. We're actually de-winterizing our camper today, and we recently just got new tires, and we're gonna yeah, it was a little expensive. So if you don't have a motorhome yet, or a travel trailer, fifth wheel, camper, van, whatever, the most expensive thing about them is the maintenance, new tires.
I thought truck tires were bad.
Yeah, so we're gonna have just a little tire time with Tony here, and he's just gonna tell you a few details we found out. We replaced the front two tires on our motorhome, so he's gonna give you a little bit of information here about that.
All right, we're just gonna go over just tell you what little I know about tires, but being if you're gonna own a motorhome or a travel trailer or anything of that sort, you've kind of got to know some of the ins and outs of what you've got and what you've got to deal with. And today I'm going to talk about the tires. So if you own a motorhome, travel trailer, any type of vehicle that uses trailer tires, if you do not have covers to cover your tires, you need to buy them. The number one detrimental thing to tires on an RV is not mileage. They rarely wear the tread off of them. What ends up happening on tires is they begin to crack, and that is due to the sun, UV rays of the sun. So one of the things about RV tires and what spec is, these are Goodyears. Mine are G670 RV, and there's other manufacturers of tires, and generally speaking they will be designated RV, and that is because they are specifically made for RVs. When they manufacture these tires, they put an additive into the rubber during the process that helps them to be UV protective and keep the sunlight, and so the sun doesn't cause them the sidewalk to crack. And there's some other names, pitting and some other names for it and whatnot. And generally speaking, that's what costs you. You end up having a side blowout or something of that sort. So that's one key to know there, is to always just look up your manufacturer. Generally speaking, sometimes on travel trailers you cannot buy the tire that came with them because it's specifically made for those trailers, and generally saying they're the cheaper model. We found that out on a trailer we used to have, and we upgraded the tires on it. We upgraded to a thicker sidewall to have a 10 ply, or I think we went up to a 10 ply tire on it to give it more structural integrity on the rocking, to give it some more structure. One thing to know about tires also is that on every tire there is a DOD stamp, and in this case it's upside down here for you, but it says DOD. There's the markings, and right here's the numbers. There'll be 4 numbers on anything I think manufactured after 2001, I do believe. The first two numbers is the week that your tire was manufactured, and the last 2 numbers is the year. So this tire was manufactured in the 35th week of 2012, which means it was sometime per 35 weeks, June of 2012. That tells you the age of the tire. Generally speaking, your tires on an RV are going to last 5 to 7 years until you need to rotate them out. In our case, when we purchased the RV, we knew we needed 2 tires. We knew the front tires needed to be replaced. They had some outside wear on them. That wear, the inside wear was great. It was fine. We had plenty of tread, but the outside was wore. That was due to driving the tires at the wrong inflation pressure. And unlike a car tire, RVs, they say best practice for an RV tire is to go to a weigh station. Generally a truck stop on the highway will have weigh stations. Go to the weigh station and weigh your axles. Once you've weighed your axle, you can go online. The tire manufacturer will have a chart, and on that chart, when you have X amount of weight on that axle, the chart will tell you what air pressure to put in your tires. So you might not always have 100 pounds pressure in a tire. You might have 95 pounds, or you might have 90 pounds. You would be very surprised how much the pressure fluctuates in a tire. I strongly recommend also to have a tire sensor system. Myself, we got this one with the camper ourselves. It's called an Easy Tire, and what this does is it comes with these little screw-on caps that go onto the tire, onto the valve stems, where you would inflate the tire. So you have one here, and this is our inner tire. So we actually get the pressure of the inside wheel, which is hard to get to. And what this unit will do for us is it cycles through and tells you the temperature and the pressure of every tire real time while you're driving down the road. And while you're driving, that temperature starts to rise. When your temperature rises, air expands in your tire, which means your pressure goes up. So what started out as a 90 pound PSI tire at 75 degrees outside, start down the highway, tire temperature goes up to 95, and your pressure goes up to 100 PSI. So your tires, and on these units you can set high and lows on temperature and pressure, so that if it sees a tire starting to deflate, it will sound an alarm. If the tire pressure gets too high, it'll sound an alarm, or pressure too low or something alarm. So these are really good. And you can also, it comes also, if you buy the unit that has the extra screw-on pegs, you can also have these for your tow vehicle. We generally don't have a tow vehicle, but I do have a car trailer that I pull behind my truck with my ATV, and I put those on it, and I just grab this unit, throw it in my pickup truck, and I can see the pressure of my tires while I'm driving down the road with that unit too. I strongly recommend something like this. It'll save you every time, because that inside tire will lose pressure, and that's not something you want to do. Like we were saying before though, whenever you go to the dealer to get your tires, be ready for sticker shock. One tire on one of these RVs will cost you as much as a set of 4 tires for a standard vehicle. They can range from $250, $300, upwards of $500. Now, we replaced the 2 front tires on ours, and being that there's only 1 tire on each side, and they are vital for driving and stability, we did, spend the money and bought the good tires on it, which cost us upwards of $450 a piece. So, it is what it is. It's, if you're going to have one of these vehicles, you've got to have what it takes to, to make them run, and make them run right and safe. So, other than that, that's about all I know about tires. Always check your tires, look them over, make sure everything looks good on it, keep them clean, and whenever you park, throw your covers on them. Keep the sun off of them. It's too easy to do now. Literally, it takes 2 minutes to throw the star covers on it, and it'll extend the life of your tires immensely. So, that's about all I have. Thank you for watching.